We are standing at the Leonis Adobe, which is City Historic Cultural Monument number 1, the very first site to be designated a local historic landmark in Los Angeles. The Leonis Adobe reflects the earliest development of the San Fernando Valley. There's so many layers of history here at this site.
Miguel Leonis was what we consider a land grabber. When Miguel Leonis decided to occupy the space, he built the Leonis Adobe House in the early 1870s. He had claimed this land here. The government included this land as available for homesteaders. Well, Miguel couldn't let that happen, so he found an existing adobe structure on the property dating back to 1844, and instead of saying, I'm going to build a new house, he said, no, there's already an existing structure there. I'm renovating the house. And he built the Leonis Adobe specifically so that this land would not be given up to homesteaders.
Los Angeles, in the early 1960s, a period of large growth and development, it was going to be demolished. It required the passage of the city's Cultural Heritage Ordinance in 1962 that would enable the preservation of this site and sites like this.
The Los Angeles Heritage Commission is what saved this property and saved a piece of Los Angeles history.
In this week's feature story, I sit down with Hollywood Walk of Fame producer Anna Martinez. We discuss the landmark's past, its future, and the stars that have drawn the biggest crowds. The Hollywood Walk of Fame is one of the most iconic landmarks in California. Joining us now to talk about the popular attraction's past and its future is Anna Martinez. You are the producer of the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Correct.
So you just announced your class of 2023. Tell us about it. Who's on the list?
We've got 24 new honorees. Jenny Rivera, the late Jenny Rivera will be one, the late Paul Walker. And those two have gotten a lot of traction. People love them and they're very excited. And I expect huge crowds for those. We selected Lenny Kravitz, the Pentatonics, Uma Thurman, quite a few amazing celebrities.
How long ago did the Walk of Fame begin?
The Walk of Fame began in 1960. There were a couple of chamber executives, Harry Sugarman and E.M. Stewart. And they used to get asked, where are the stars? We don't see any stars. So they thought, yeah, we need to get some stars out here.
In terms of the popularity, I think I've read that this is like one of the top 5 most popular landmarks, tourist spots in California.
It's number 2
wow.
in California. And before COVID, I don't know what the numbers are now, but before COVID, it was 10 million a year that would come and see it.
And tell folks how they can find out where a star is located.
Oh, we have a website, walkoffame.com. We have these maps that they can come to the office and get. So when you nominate someone on walkoffame.com, you have to have permission, first of all, from the celebrity in writing. Then we vote, the committee votes in June, and it's a $55,000 sponsorship fee. The majority of that money goes to a group called the Hollywood Historic Trust, and they repair and maintain the stars. The rest of the money goes to the making of the star, the breaking up of the square, making the star, security, a plaque, the whole production setup, everything. And that's where the rest of the money goes for a free event that we give to the tourists and fans.
Anna Martinez, producer of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, thank you so much for coming in. You've just been a wealth of information.
Thank you.
Enjoy a free harbor boat ride tour at the Port of Los Angeles, learn about indigenous literature at the annual Cielo Conference, or get ready to dance at the DTLA Salsa Festival. All this up next on Things to Do.
Have you ever wanted to know what the busiest port of America looks like? Thanks to the free harbor boat tours at the Port of Los Angeles, you finally can. The boats will depart from the Los Angeles Maritime Museum and will consist of a 1-hour-long, fully narrated tour where attendees will be able to get an up-close look of the Vincent Thomas Bridge, cargo and cruise ships, as well as active wildlife in the Port of Los Angeles. Everyone is welcome on these free, first-come, first-served harbor boat tours. All tours will depart from the Los Angeles Maritime Museum on Saturday, July 30th, every 30 minutes, starting at 10:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. For more information, visit lawaterfront.org. If you're interested in learning about literature from Indigenous people that seldom reaches mainstream media, come to the Central Library for the Indigenous Language and Literature Conference. Cielo Comunidades Indigenas en Liderazgo will be hosting this unique annual conference that aims to create a space for people of color to showcase their work to a wider audience. The Indigenous Language and Literature Conference will take place at the Mark Tabor Auditorium inside the Central Library on Saturday, July 30th, starting at 1 p.m. For more details, check out lapl.org/events. Calling all dance enthusiasts. Pershing Square in downtown LA is holding a salsa festival with an amazing lineup of artists to get you moving your feet until the sun goes down. Dance to the music from Adolescentes Orquesta, Guico y La Tribu, Susie Hansen Latin Band, Clave Dura, and DJ Charlie. There will also be food vendors and a beer garden for adults to enjoy. Anyone can attend the DTLA Salsa Festival for free, but early online registration is highly recommended for guaranteed entrance. It will take place on Saturday, July 30th from 3 p.m. until 11 p.m. at Pershing Square. For more information and to get free tickets, look up DTLA Salsa Festival at eventbrite.com. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Anita Bennett. From all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. And a reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more of LA This Week.
Let's protect our wildlife together. Please, no smoking in Griffith Park.
Did you know that emissions from gas-powered lawn and garden equipment are a significant source of air pollution in our region? In fact, using a gas-powered lawnmower for just 1 hour generates as much pollution as driving a car from LA to Las Vegas. Commercial landscapers and institutions such as school districts, local governments, business campuses, and more contribute significantly to our noise and air pollution every day with their use of gas-powered landscaping equipment. That's why today, with the help of the South Coast Air Quality Management District and participating equipment providers, there is a viable solution for this challenge. Qualified organizations can now receive a minimum of 50% off the purchase price of clean, quiet, zero-emission lawn and garden equipment. South Coast AQMD is pleased to be partnering with major brand manufacturers of zero-emission commercial-grade lawn and garden equipment that will help organizations reduce emissions and also reap the benefits of going green. The Commercial Electric Lawn and Garden Equipment Incentive and Exchange Program is a new year-round program aimed at commercial gardeners, residential landscapers, local government agencies, school districts, colleges, and nonprofit organizations. Electric motors are silent, they require less maintenance, and they are safer for both the operator and the environment. Program applicants must scrap an equivalent piece of working gasoline-powered equipment to be eligible for the discounted purchase price. Please check the program website for more detailed eligibility requirements and a list of participating dealers located throughout South Coast AQMD's 4-county region. If your organization is looking for ways to reduce air pollution and save both time and money in the process, the Commercial Electric Lawn and Garden Equipment Incentive and Exchange Program is the place to get started. Please visit our website for more information.
Hi, my name is Amanda Charles. I'm the librarian 3 at Teenscape. Teenscape is the library within Central Library that serves teens and young adults aged 12 to 19. When we opened in 1998, we were the first public library dedicated space for teens. We have over 4,000 square feet of space with a collection of over 30,000 items. We act as ambassadors to the rest of the collection for young adults. There may be some teens who are reluctant to approach a librarian in the art department. They are unaware that they can make an appointment and view materials in special collections, and so we'll often be the ones to reach out and help make that connection and introduce them to that collection. The item I brought today is it's a book. It's not rare. It's not unusual. It's called Korematsu v. the United States, World War II Japanese-American Internment Camps. It's part of a series on important Supreme Court decisions. I chose it because the Supreme Court is in the news a lot right now, and there's a lot of talk about how important it is to choose the right justice. Korematsu v. the United States is an example of what can happen when the Supreme Court goes wrong and how it can have tragic effects on the lives of American citizens. So if a teen came to me and they wanted to know why the Supreme Court mattered, I might choose a book from this series and offer that to them. But the thing I really wanted to point out about this book is that it has this yellow and red YA sticker on the spine. You will find books with the YA sticker on the spine sprinkled throughout the collections everywhere in Los Angeles Public Library system. However, at Teenscape, every single one of our books, all 10,000 of our nonfiction books, all 10,000 of our fiction books, our graphic novels, our manga, everything has this young adult sticker because everything in our collection is dedicated to young adults. We're where students come and learn to be researchers, and I'm really proud of that. Thanks.
notice for public hearing. Items 6 through 12 are items which public hearings have been held. Items 13 through 50 are items which public hearings have not been held. For item number 14, the Mid-City Neighborhood Council submitted a community impact statement in support if the matter is amended. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, without objection, those items are not before us, members. You wish to call any of these items special? Mr. Blumenfield?
13 for comment, please.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Number 13 for comment.
13 for comments for Mr. Blumenfield. Any other specials, members? See no other specials on the queue. Madam Clerk, which are the available items for us to vote on?
Madam President, council may vote on items 6 through 10, 12.
Hold on for just a second, Madam Clerk. There's been a request for Mr. Price to recuse himself on item number 10. So let's vote on that separately. So let's start from the beginning.
Thank you, Madam President. Council may vote on items 6 through 9, 12, items 26 through 47.
Okay, we'll repeat that very quickly for everyone. Let's go ahead and vote on items number 6 through 9, item 12, and items 26 through 47. Let's go ahead and open the roll on those items. Close the roll. Tabulate the votes.
11 ayes.
Can we go ahead and vote on item number 10 at this time, Madam Clerk? I'm just going to make sure that Mr. Price is recused from this item. Let's prepare to vote on item number 10. Open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the votes.
10 ayes.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to public comment. There's a number of speakers today, so I'm going to go ahead and take the first 45 speakers. Mr. Arnold Sachs, are you here? Do you want to come on up? Mr. Sachs, you're speaking on items 1 through 5. And your general public comment?
I've signed up for more items than 1 through 5, ma'am.
Hold on, give the system a little bit of time. It's slow
sorry?
this morning. So, yes, you're right. It's items 13 through 25, and then 48 through 50. Go ahead. And your general public comment. So start his 3 minutes for his items.
Okay, good morning. Arnold Sachs here. Few items. Number 6 refers to the TEFRA Act, the Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act from 1982. This is 2022. It hasn't been upgraded in over 40 years. And if you don't upgrade it, it just means that there's more money being wasted. We have a lot of fraud, waste, and abuse. I think the state or the city or the county ought to work together to upgrade some of these responsibility acts. You're just blowing through money like it's water. Number 4 refers to bonds. I don't know why the city doesn't involve using MICLA bonds, municipal issued City of Los Angeles bonds, to help keep people in their affordable houses. They have a problem in Mr. Price's district. There was an explosion. They have a lot of people staying in a hotel, and they're waiting for a settlement. They could use MICLA bonds to rebuild those people's houses while they're staying in a hotel, and they could just move them around. It's the same thing with this REIT program. They could issue MICLA bonds, and they could help the landlords upgrade the buildings with a minimum cost to the city. There was an issue last week about some kind of tax bond that the city was going to save $14 million, but the overall cost was like $1.6 billion. Where do you get the savings out of that? I'm concerned about this Project Room Key and Home Key because it doesn't seem to be working. The problem is you don't have any tourists coming to LA. I'm concerned about this easement to Southern California Edison at Los Angeles International Airport. I have this document here that says LA City Airport, they spent over $1.6 billion already. How could they spend that much money? Where is it coming from? I have this other document here that shows that Edison International, and I'm not sure what this means, but there's a whole bunch of items that have these R's on them. And I think it has to do with Mark Ridley Thomas, who happens to be the #1 drug dealer in America. And it started back in the 70s. This building upstairs is named Tom Bradley Room.
Can we get back on the items, Mr. Sachs?
Oh, thank you, Mr. City Attorney. So what else we got here? Oh, I'm trying to find this goddamn thing. That's all right. I'll find. Oh, here. This says Southern California Edison. It's got an R by it. So we have Southern California Edison International, but there's another Southern California Edison. So now my public comment. Let's see. We have this Cultural Affairs Department. I don't know where the hell they were when they fucking brought the KKK in the city council. Why was the Cultural Affairs Department around here when this guy was dressed up in a KKK outfit? Where the hell were they? We have this Affordable Care Act money that's been spent on this stadium in Las Vegas that Mark Ridley Thomas wants to get rid of. According to the agenda for the County of Los Angeles, item number 8, repeal the Affordable Care Act as requested by Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas. He had over 30,000 homeless people signed up for that Health Care Act, and he took that money and spent it on that goddamn stadium in Nevada. And you all sat around here and did nothing, sat on your thumb with your thumb up your ass. And also, we have a problem. You haven't sent out an award for the doctor at County USC.
Thank you. Your time's expired.
Okay, the next speaker is Daniel Dickerson. Are you here? Daniel Dickerson. Daniel Dickerson. Doesn't appear to be in the room. The next speaker is Carly O. Is there Carly O here? Carly O? No Carly O? Carly, you're speaking on general public comment and items 1 through 3.
So it's by design that you have all of these agenda items today, so people can't give meaningful public comment. What I want to talk about is the nefarious manner with which you brought 4118 back. You did it under the cover of pandemic, at the behest of a billionaire.
Can we hold your time for a second? So
5 people a day are dying on.
Speaker, hold on 1 minute. You're clearly on general public comment. Do you want to talk on items 1 to 3 first, or should we just go to general?
I'm talking on general public comment.
Okay, so we'll start.
Okay, let's start with your minute, and then move into your items. Go ahead.
4118 has been a death sentence for people living on the streets. 5 a day. You are utilizing it to criminalize poverty. This city has been woeful in its response to the unhoused people living on the streets. You have criminalized poverty. You have answered this problem with sanitation and police, which lets the public at large realize that what you're dealing with is trash. You have decided to assign different values to human lives. I don't know how any of you sleep at night. I really don't. 4118 is only going to be utilized to fill jails and prisons with houseless people. It is imperative that you repeal this immediately. And who is going to pay the biggest price in our city? Black, brown, and poor people. Do all of you know that? Do you even talk about that at all? Because I don't hear any of you talking about that. At all. You don't care. You don't care. Shame on all of you.
Do you want to move
Repeal
into your items?
4118.
You have items 1 through 3 that you also signed up for.
No, I'm done.
Thank you. The next speaker is Elizabeth Hernandez. Elizabeth Hernandez, are you here? Elizabeth Hernandez? Elizabeth Hernandez is not. Are you Elizabeth? Can you come up, please? Elizabeth, you signed up to speak on item 13 and general public comment. Why don't you start with your item and then move into general public comment? Go ahead.
Okay, yes, my name is Elizabeth Hernandez. I'm an ACE member, and I'm a tenant on District 9. I'm asking us a favor to please keep the protections that we have right now. We are tenants that are living in hard situations where we don't know what to do. I've seen many other of my comrades where they can't pay the rent yet. And now with COVID cases increasing, it's impossible for some of these people to actually keep up a job or keep up with the rent. I have been working with Housing is Key, and even that has been an issue in everybody's end. People's not getting paid, you know, the money that they said that we're gonna pay for the rent. And landlords are putting the pressure on the tenants. When Housing is Key, it's been failing all these tenants. So we're asking to please keep these protections for our tenants and not let them go homeless. We have families, we have kids, we have all these families.
Elizabeth, you have your 1 minute of general public comment, which you can go into now.
So we have all these families that had been in the limbo, and it isn't fair because we've seen that we keep on seeing the COVID cases raising and people without a job. So please keep the protections, help the people in our Black and brown communities who are gonna end up homeless. We are tired of seeing homeless people in the streets. We do not want to add more to it. We need to actually fix these issues with homeless people in the streets, giving them home, and not having our now families in that situation to end up being homeless. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Victoria Enriquez. Victoria, are you here? Victoria, ¿necesita traducción?
Sí.
Un momentito. Por favor, acérquese al micrófono, bájalo poquito para que la podamos escuchar. Usted va a hablar en el tema número 13 y en comentario general. Por favor, comience.
Sí, del artículo 20.
Nomás hable despacito para que la puedan traducir.
Okay.
Comience, por favor.
Mi nombre es Victoria Enríquez, buenos días. Yo vengo a apoyar el artículo 20. Yo estoy hablando estamos hablando por los inquilinos. Yo soy una madre soltera. Tengo mi nieto desde la edad de 12 años. Él no tiene papá.
Un momentito.
Hi, my name is Victoria Enriquez, and I'm here to support motion number 20. I'm here because I'm here with other renters. I am a single mom, and I have to help raise my 12-year-old grandson who doesn't have a father.
Continúa.
Yo vengo a apoyar a que no quiten las protecciones de los inquilinos, porque yo a dónde me voy a ir a vivir. Solamente yo trabajo, yo mantengo a mi nieto. Yo nada más, no dependo de nadie.
So I'm here to support the protections for the tenants. I'm the only one that works. I am a single mother, and I'm the only one that supports my grandson, and I don't have anywhere to go. I wouldn't have anywhere to go if I'm not protected.
Por favor, yo quiero que no quiten las protecciones de los inquilinos, porque a dónde vamos a ir a vivir. Por eso vengo a apoyar y les pido de favor, porque también los dueños ya están molestando mucho. Yo apliqué para la ayuda, pero no se sabe nada de la ayuda, y la señora me dice, ¿qué pasó con qué pasó con la aplicación? Yo ya ocupo el dinero.
And also, I don't know where to go. Please keep the protections because we are now being harassed by the owners that are needing their money and they want to know what happened. And I said I applied and we have not gotten an answer from them.
Y yo les pido a todos los fiscales, por favor, que sigan las protecciones para los inquilinos, porque si no, ¿qué va a pasar con nosotros?
I'm asking all the members to please keep the protections for all the tenants. Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias. The next speaker is Alex. Is there a person by the name of Alex? Alex, are you here? Are you Alex? Alex, you signed up to speak in general public comment. Go ahead.
Good morning.
We can't hear you. Can you move up the mic a little closer?
Good morning. I'm here for to keep the. If you could please keep the SROs because a lot of people be homeless. I believe that you guys have failed us, and you guys need to pick it up. Straight up. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Betty Toto. Betty, you signed up to speak in general public comment.
Yes, I did. Thank you. Good morning. My name is Betty Toto. I'm with Housing is a Human Right and the Save Our SRO campaign. SOS. We are in an emergency and we are asking the council to preserve our SRO housing, which is supposed to house low-income people. Instead, many of these buildings remain empty, like the Morrison and the Holland and most of all, the Cecil Hotel. We don't need ticketing. We need permanent housing. Please, we do not need ticketing. We do not need arrests. We need permanent housing. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Mary Cellini. Mary, you signed up to speak in general public comment.
Yes, hello. My name is Mary Cellini. I'm with Housing is a Human Right, and I'm here to save our SRO campaigns. We are asking the council to save our SRO housing designed for low income and people experiencing homelessness. 1,500 people have died on the street while units have remained vacant. We don't need ticketing. We do not need ticketing and arrests. We need permanent housing now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Keith Palmer. Keith, you're speaking in general public comment.
Yes. Good morning. My name is Keith Palmer. I'm here with Housing is a Human Right. I was homeless, living on the streets of downtown Los Angeles, and I received SRO housing from the Skid Row Housing Organization. And I just want to say that I'm grateful for the help I received, and please keep the program. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Yadira Michelle. Yadira? You signed up to speak on item 13 and general public comment.
Necesito traducción, por favor.
Ok, un momentito. Nomás le pido que hable un poquito despacio para que la puedan traducir. Comience con el número 13, que es el que va a hablar sobre eso, y luego comentarios generales.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Yadira Michelle y soy miembro de la organización ACE. Vengo a comunicarle a mis concejales que por favor no quiten las protecciones a los inquilinos.
I'm here to speak on number 13. My name is Yadira Michelle, and I'm here with ACE, and I'm here to please request not to remove the protections from the tenants.
Porque, por ejemplo, en mi caso, los dueños son muy abusivos. Yo tengo 3 adolescentes que ellas solo se dedican a su estudio y sin embargo los dueños usan muchos acosos como quitarnos el agua, taparnos el toiler, abusan, por ejemplo, que tienen hijos policías para asustar familias.
For example, I'm being harassed by the owners of the building. I have 3 very studious teenagers, and all they do is just study, and we're being harassed by the owners by having our water being removed, our toilets being clogged, and they even tell us that they have cops that are family members and they become abusive with the threats.
Yo les pido por favor que les comuniquen a los dueños que no hagan eso en la forma de que si tienen un hijo policía, que no lo hagan para hostigar familias. Ellos ayudan a la sociedad, no para espantar a la sociedad, por favor.
And we want to ask you guys to please tell the landlords that if they have children that are cops, that the cops are here to serve the public and not made to threaten us with them.
En el condado de Los Ángeles, las protecciones se levantaron hace 3 meses y ahora hay un aumento de 200% de desalojos. En este momento es un completo desastre si ustedes levantaran las protecciones en Los Ángeles.
Thank you.
Right now, the protections have been lifted 3 months ago, and it's a complete disaster. So evictions have gone up to 200%. Please keep the protections.
Okay, the next speaker is Fernando Arana. You signed up to speak in general public comment.
Necesito traductor,
Okay,
por favor.
un momentito. Por favor, comience.
Buenos días a todos. Estoy
Buenos
aquí
días.
con mis compañeros para apoyar a las personas que no tienen vivienda. Estamos todos juntos y queremos que todas las personas tengan una vivienda propia. Gracias.
Hi, I'm here to support my comrades. I'm here to support the people who don't have housing, and I'm here to tell you guys that we're here together. Thank you.
The next speaker is Max Flower. Max? You signed up to speak on item 13 and general public comment. Go ahead and start with your item.
Okay, so I am here and I'm going to be reading one of my friends from Jazz, which is J-Town Action and Solidarity. Their public comment for Nauco. Reject 4118. It was never about housing people. Last meeting, y'all spoke about the importance of housing and disappearing people from public spaces. Then the majority went on and voted yes to 4118, showing you cared nothing about the former and everything about the lateral. If it was about housing, then you would reject the latest expansion of 4118, which will have a geographical impact that you haven't bothered to map out, and a mental and emotional one beyond your comprehension or care. You would reject 4118 and its entirety. This ordinance was supposedly going to be a street strategy with outreach workers offering resources and shelters before enforcement.
So, thank you. Did you want to, that was your obviously general public comment. Did you want to talk about
Your item 13, which is what you signed up for?
That was the declaration of emergency. If you don't want to, then your time's done.
Yeah, so for item 13, I don't have anything, but I do have to say, fuck you, Nuri.
Let's move on to to the next speaker, which is DQ. Is there someone with those initials, DQ? Initials DQ. Thank you. You signed up to speak on items 1 through 3 and general public comment. Go ahead and start with your items.
We are the people. We are the communities. We are justice. We are the poor people. This 4118 is another evil project from whom? From evil. All of these people that are in power right now, they really think that they have power against our Father. No. Our Father, the creator of every single thing that exists here in the world, in space, unique. You have no power over them. We are here for him to make justice, to fight evil, which all of you that are in power are right now. You should be ashamed of themselves. Guess what?
So that
you
was,
are not ashamed.
Excuse
Why?
me.
Because you are
That was your general
that was
public
your
comment. Did you want to speak on your items 1 through 3? Okay, thank you. The next speaker is Cherish Rose. You signed up to speak on item 13 and general public comment.
Hello, my name is Cherish Rose, and I'll be speaking on my mother
Could
and
you
I's
move
behalf.
the mic a little closer
Move your
to
mic
you?
up and speak a
It's hard
little
to hear
louder
you.
so we can hear you.
Thank you.
I am an ACE member, and I live in District 8. I am in support of keeping the current tenant protections as long as we can, because without them, without a doubt, our landlord will be able to evict us. My mother has received numerous threats from our landlord, including requests for a second security deposit and the signing of a new contract. These threats have an impact on my mother and me because they put us under a lot of stress. Our landlord wants to get rid of us purely to raise the rent higher. It's even worse for me because I'm a high school student with 3 years left of education. If these protections are removed and we are evicted, it will affect my future significantly. I have friends and people that I care about at the school where I'm enrolled. I don't want to sleep on the sidewalk or go to another school. Just thinking about it makes me nervous. Not to mention, if we're kicked out, we'll be exposed to COVID. Also, with my mother being disabled at the moment, she doesn't have the resources to allow us to move. I can't ask you enough to please leave the tenant protections where they stand.
And
the next speaker is Angela Jimenez. Angela? Is Angela Jimenez in the room? Okay, I'm going to move on to the next speaker. ¿Necesita traductora?
Sí, por favor.
Ok, un momentito. Ok, nomás hable despacio para que la puedan traducir y va a hablar en comentario general y la agenda número 13. Comience, por favor.
Ok. Buenos días. Buenos días a todos.
Buenos días.
Mi nombre es Angelina Jiménez, soy miembro de ACE. Y yo vengo aquí como dueña de casa, como persona que tengo 2 inquilinos en casa. Y yo los he estado apoyando estos 2 años porque yo entiendo que no tienen dinero para pagar. Perdón que no hable de otra cosa, pero ¿por qué si yo puedo? A mí no me alcanza el dinero por estarlos apoyando a ellos. ¿Por qué los que tienen muchos apartamentos no lo pueden hacer? Me gustaría que por favor se pusieran la mano en el corazón y trataran de apoyar a sus inquilinos. Solamente.
Un momentito.
Hello, my name is Angelina Jimenez, and I'm a member of ACE, and I'm here as a homeowner who has 2 tenants. In the last 2 years, I've been supporting them, and things are tough for me too. Money's tight for me too, but I'm wondering why the owners of other multiple unit apartments can't help these people like I'm doing. I'm asking you to please put your hand over your heart.
Por favor, continúe.
En esta vida no nos vamos a llevar nada más que el agradecimiento de la gente y yo de corazón me siento muy tranquila con mi corazón. Gracias.
The only thing that we're going to take with ourselves when we die is people's gratitude, and I'm very happy and at peace with what I've done.
The next speaker is Tommy. Tommy? You signed up to speak on item 13 and general public comment.
Hey. It's a bit absurd that we're sitting here talking about revoking COVID protections as we're all wearing masks. I want to say that we're not going to go back. It's been a long fucking time we've been in this. We're not going to go back. And I don't know when y'all are going to start to get that. Y'all are incapable of moving us forward. You know, I don't need to sit here and explain to you the link between housing and homelessness. I don't need to treat you like you're fucking idiots, but you make us. Again, you're incapable of moving us forward to a better path. Which brings me to 4118, the thing you've been trying to pass for God knows how many years. Following the lead of petty fascist Buscaino, like who put this thing up a year ago, and y'all cried crocodile tears saying, "This is not the way. This is not the way." But you are lying to yourselves. I implore you to think of one solution that isn't cops. Seriously, rack your fucking brains for one solution that isn't cops. Y'all are incapable of moving communities together in a way that doesn't otherize people and banish them. Think about how you would treat your neighbor, your friend. Think about how you would feel if your home was bulldozed, if you were removed in handcuffs, and your home was bulldozed. I look forward to the day that all of your homes are bulldozed because you fucking deserve it. Because that is what you all do to thousands of people every day. Every fucking day in the city. Freeze the rents, Nithya.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Maria Briones. Maria Briones. Thank you. Can you help her? No, thank you. She got it. ¿Necesita traductor?
No.
No. Okay, you're speaking on, you signed up for item 13 and general public comment.
That's right. I'm a member of ACE on District 8. And I was homeless once. And I want you guys to work for us, for your people, because we are your people. Do not lift the evictions protections. I'm 66 years old. I'm struggling every day to pay my rent. And my landlord harassed me continuously, almost for a year, every single day. I got my blood strewn with a lot of garbage, trash cans, everything. That's not dignified living for a person like me or anybody else in this room. We are humans. We have rights. And you guys are the ones who's supposed to defend us, who's supposed to protect us.
Okay. And you can go into general if you would, Speaker.
Yes. I want you guys to please keep in mind, we don't want to be homeless. We want the protection. COVID is rising up. We don't want to die. We want to stay healthy. And you can do this for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Lupita Gonzalez. Hola, Lupita.
Hola, Nuri.
¿Necesita traducción?
No, voy a tratar de hacerlo mejor.
Como
en
usted
inglés.
quiera. Pero va a hablar en el tema 13 y en comentarios generales.
Sí.
¿Quiere hablar solo en inglés o en español?
Ok, tal vez en español porque
Está
ya me
bien.
pusiste nerviosa.
Ok, no se preocupe. Un momentito. Ok, comience.
Ok. Mi nombre es Lupita González, soy la Senior Housing Organizer con ACE, es Alianza de Californianos para el Poder de la Comunidad. Todos los días recibo inquilinos en situaciones difíciles.
Pare para que le puedan traducir.
Hi, my name is Lupita Gonzalez, and I'm a senior housing organizer for ACE. And every day I receive different types of tenants.
Con las protecciones hemos podido salvar a familias que se queden en sus viviendas.
With the protection, we've been able to save families from staying in their homes.
Si ahorita todavía tenemos la crisis de la pandemia, hace 2 semanas mi familia, mi hija, mi yerno, tuvieron COVID.
2 weeks ago, my daughter and my son-in-law had COVID.
Tenemos crisis de vivienda, crisis de salud.
We have housing and health crisis.
Y gracias por poner estas protecciones en el 2020, pero tenemos que mantenerlas todavía.
Thank you for placing the protections in 2020, but we have to keep them still.
Y hay algo que para mí es importante, de que mantengamos nuestras familias en casa.
There's something that's very important for me, and that's to keep our families at home.
No los queremos ver en la calle, tantas familias en la calle, y todavía queremos aumentar esa población. Necesitamos crear soluciones.
We need to create solutions. There are so many families already on the street, and we don't want to add to that.
En gracias por escucharme.
Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Hamid Khan. Hamid. You signed up to speak on items 1 and 2.
Yes, 1 and 2 and general public comment.
Okay, you want to start with your items or your general public comment?
I'll start with the items.
Your items? Okay, 1 and 2, go ahead.
I'm with the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition. So business improvement districts, bids are on a topic of discussion today. And if you look at the room, no one here is representing a business. And when you talk about business improvement, it's antithetical to the well-being of the people. It's actually to the detriment of the people. So if we talk about these bids, what do bids mean for the community? They mean detriment, they mean harm, they mean citations. If we look at Skid Row, for instance, a predominantly black neighborhood, when Skid Row tried to form a neighborhood council, we talk about this in our report, Automating Banishment, bids actually came up and formed an aggressive campaign against that neighborhood council. They moved antithetically to the people. They criminalized people. They pushed for things like 4118. And if you look at 4118 and the expansion of 4118, it's done nothing to help people. It only further criminalizes people. And if bids had their way, it'd be easy. Right now, well, so far, 4118, you've had to list zones, you've had to review and vote on them. But if these bids, if these private interests who aren't in this fucking room, you know, you've heard from children, you've heard from tenants, you've heard from poor black people who are going to be impacted the most. If these businesses had their way, there'd be no voting. There'd be no listing. They could criminalize whomever and whatever. You're talking about entities that work in concert with policing. Entities in which this council openly favors, openly funds, to the detriment of these people. You've offered no resources. Since 4118 rolled out, we've seen an increase in deaths of unhoused people by 22%. We're only going to see an increase in unhoused people. We heard from black young people. You're citing the safety of schools in expanding this. You're going to hurt black young people. You're going to harm black young people. You're dealing out debts. The only assurance with 4118 is death. That's it. Banishment, incarceration. We openly oppose this. We openly fight against it. You've heard from so many people. You've moved it to August 3rd, but it's time you serve the people. It's time you listen to people. I'll yield the rest of my time.
The next speaker is Sean McCann. Sean. You signed up to speak general public comment.
Yes, that's right. I just want to say first a solidarity with all the groups that have spoken up here, except the landlords. And I feel we should repeal 4118. I think a lot of people have spoken to the damage that it does to communities. It's not helping, it's hurting. Not just hurting, it's killing people. And as much as I think we can try to appeal to the council's morality, it's pretty clear that it's, I don't want to say none, but it's whack. And I don't know, if you looked at the primary election, I think it's obvious if you look at your constituents, we want to move towards a solution that doesn't involve policing and involves community outreach, and that's what we need to do. That's what the people want. I hope you listen to them before you lose your job.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Marta Martinez. Marta Martinez. ¿Necesita traductor? Ok. Va a hablar en el tema número 13 y en comentarios generales. Sí. Por favor, hable despacio para que la pueda traducir.
Ok.
Por favor, comience.
Yo estoy a favor de las protecciones de los inquilinos. Mi nombre es Marta Martínez, soy del Distrito 10 y quiero hacer comentario general del artículo 20 y necesito traducción.
Ok, un momentito.
My name is Mayra Martinez, and I'm here to comment on public comment number 20, and I'm here to support the protection for tenants.
Yo soy miembro de ACE y les pido que no permitan que la Asociación de Dueños quiten las protecciones de inquilinos en esta crisis tan difícil y tan preocupante.
In such a worrisome crisis, I'm asking for the owners to please keep the protection for the tenants. Thank you.
No pueden permitir que esto pase. Si con protecciones los dueños hostigan a los inquilinos y buscan cualquier excusa para echarlos de su vivienda, imagínense si ellos logran quitar las protecciones.
So even with the protection, the landlords are finding ways to harass the tenants. Imagine without the protections what they would do. They would just remove us from our homes.
En lugar de que ustedes estén quitando estas protecciones, deberían hacerlas permanentes.
Instead of removing these protections, you should be making them more permanent.
Voy a hacer ahora comentario general. Ok. Yo he venido aquí, esta es mi tercera vez, y quiero también hablar sobre los inquilinos de los apartamentos de Chesapeake. ¿Qué va a hacer usted? Okay.
I'm also here to make some public comment. I've been here for the third time talking about the tenants on Chesapeake.
Y voy a seguir viniendo hasta que nos escuchen.
And I will keep coming back until we're heard.
Okay. ¿Qué va a hacer usted, Nuri Martínez, para apoyarnos ahora que el Distrito 10 no tiene un concejal? ¿Qué va a hacer con el reporte del Departamento de Vivienda y de Salubridad, que tiene más de 2,000 violaciones?
Thank you.
And Nuri, what are you going to do now for District 10 that there is no member there? What are they going to do with more of the 2,000 violations that they're having over there for the health department?
¿Qué van a hacer con esta comunidad de más de 425 familias? Por favor, cuando usted ponga a alguien en el de concejal, queremos que nos dé la información para poder organizarnos y que hagamos algo por mis vecinos y por mí. Gracias.
Gracias.
What are they going to do with the 425 members, and what are you going to do with them? Thank you.
The next speaker is Sofia Mendoza. After Sofia, I'm going to take another 10 speakers, and I'm going to go ahead and conclude public comment after that. Sofia, ¿necesita traductor?
Sí, por favor.
Por favor, comience. Va a hablar en el tema 13 de la agenda y en comentario general.
Mi nombre es Sofía Mendoza, soy miembro de ACE.
My name is Sofia Mendoza and I'm an ACE member.
Estoy aquí para apoyar a que no quiten las protecciones, porque yo soy una inquilina que estoy siendo fuertemente acosada por el dueño.
I'm here to support keeping people in their homes for their protection because I am one of those tenants that is being harassed by their landlords.
Sí, y si ustedes quitan estas protecciones, va a haber más familias en la calle.
If you guys remove these protections, there are going to be more families on the streets.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take 10 additional speakers. Steve Diaz? Steve? Is Steve Diaz here? Steve Diaz? You signed up to speak on item 11, which got continued, so you have general public comment.
Is it okay
You can
if
speak.
Is it okay if I do 13?
You want to do item 13 instead of 11?
Yeah, is that cool?
Okay. So go ahead and speak on item 13, and then you can go into your general public comment.
All right, I just want to speak to my people in the audience, I think, because we know how you're going to vote. We know why this was pushed 11. So today, we're chastising you about 4118. In the last meeting, you know, we saw Blumenfeld. We heard that you didn't even know how it's going to look when it's enforced. So what's the unifying thing? We have our comrades from ACE. We have our comrades from Housing as a Human Right. And what is everybody in here asking you to do? To not let the eviction moratorium and the thin line that's protecting tenants from being out on the street. So this is unified, right? When we don't want 4118 to be repealed, we're also saying don't roll back the eviction moratorium because we see how you treat people when they get onto the street. You take away public space from everybody, not just the unhoused. We see the language in here. Everybody in here is united.
Okay, and you can go on to general now.
Right? So if you fail to protect people right now, the people who are working, who have jobs, you can erase that argument that people aren't working. When they do have children in school, the same schools you want to take and put 4118 zones because you don't think people on the street have families, guess what? They do. We're all united out here, and we're looking at all of you to start supporting the people that live here and make the money and run this town, because the 1% or whoever these landlords are who show up with Trump shit and paraphernalia, that's who you're protecting. This is a tenants movement. Hey, get on the queue if you want to ramble this shit. Hey.
Hold on for just a sir, you can't go back and forth. You want to finish? Do you want to finish?
Can we get a warning
Who's
for this?
speaking out? I'm going to ask you one more time. Do not interrupt the speakers. If you signed up, I will call on you, but please be respectful and let you continue to finish your
Just
last
one
sentence.
last thing. We're all united here. You start protecting people in their homes and on the streets because we see you.
Thank you.
And we're all united against this shit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Nancy Villanueva. Nancy Villanueva. Nancy, are you here? Nancy, you signed up to speak on item 13 and general public comment.
Yes. Necesito traductor, por favor. Necesito traductor.
Un momentito.
Gracias.
Comienza.
Hola, muy buenos días. Es Nancy Villanueva con la organización ACE.
Good morning, I'm Nancy Villanueva with ACE.
Voy a hablar en el artículo 20 y un comentario público, por favor. Necesitamos las protecciones activas. No podemos permitir que nos las quiten. Gracias a estas protecciones tenemos cientos de familias a salvo y unidas.
We cannot allow for these protections to be taken away. Thanks to this protection, we have hundreds of families that are staying together.
Quiero hacer un énfasis. En el condado de Los Ángeles, hace 3 meses quitaron las protecciones. Tenemos 200% de evicciones. ¿Qué va a pasar aquí en la ciudad?
I want to make an emphasis on something. 3 months ago, these protections were removed from LA County. We have 200% evictions. What is going to happen with that?
Esto es muy preocupante. Necesitamos continuar con estas protecciones. Y quiero hacer un comentario público, señora Nuri.
This is very worrisome.
Ok, ya acabó con el tema 13 para ponerla en comentario general. Ok.
Ya.
Comience.
Este es un mensaje para el concejal Lee. Concejal Lee, ojalá me pueda escuchar.
This is a message for Board Member Lee. Mr. Lee, I hope you can hear me.
Concejal Lee, los inquilinos también pagan impuestos. Y esos impuestos son para pagar su salario, para que esté ahí sentado. Tiene que ser igual con los inquilinos, no hacer más por los dueños de casa. Eso no es justo. Póngase a trabajar.
Un momentito.
Mr. Lee, I want you to know that tenants also pay for taxes and they pay for your salary. So please stop supporting the landlord so much.
And you can go into general
Ojalá
public
que le
comment if you
quede
wish.
claro ese mensaje y actúe como un representante político debe de actuar. Gracias.
I hope you understand the message and you act like a political representative. Thank you.
Hold on for
Please,
just,
please be quiet.
guys, we gotta get through general public comment, so please bear with me. Mitos, is there anyone by that name? Matos? There you go. You signed up to speak. Members of the public, I'm gonna ask you to please remain silent so we can have our speakers speak. You signed up for item number 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm going to do public comment.
You just want to speak on general public comment?
Yeah.
Bring your mic down a little further down so we can hear you. Give her 1 minute of general public comment. Go ahead.
So as the community has continued to talk about, well, first of all, the fact that y'all kind of limited the amount of folks that were able to come in and expose people to COVID just continues to show how you all don't care. How do you stay at home when you have no shelter, when you have no housing? And we are in the midst of a pandemic where all of these resources are going. 5 million went to a fucking bridge on 6th Street. Yet we continue to not support tenants. We continue to not support unhoused neighbors who have been here for a long ass time. And so that's not surprising that the first responses to all of the city council members continues to be policing. We can't police our way out of the evictions. We can't police our way out of the things that folks need and continue to ask for. And y'all continue to spend a vast majority on policing and criminalizing folks and removing people and banishing folks, putting them outside when we know that there's not enough shelters and y'all are hoarding housing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Elijah Reynolds. You signed up to speak on item 11 in general public comment. Item 11 has been continued, so you want to cover that in your general public comment?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
So honestly, like I had a nice speech written and stuff to talk about the 22% hike in death rates among the unhoused. the percentage of disapproval of the LAPD, but listening to the people here, it's pretty clear. You guys already know that. You know when you're not doing anything. People are hurting out here, guys. Black, brown, Latino people, Asian people, the trans and LGBTQ community. What are we doing? These are human beings. Grokian, look at me. Look at me. These are human people. And none of you are really even paying attention. You're looking down at your computers right now. Thank you. What are we doing? Please vote no on doing this continually.
Thank you. Thank you.
The next speaker is Hansan Zuniga. Hansan Zuniga. Hassan Zuniga. Hassan. You signed up to speak on item 13 and general public comment.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you, President. Well, yeah, my name is Hassan. I'm a community organizer with ACE. I organize in District 8. There's your tenants right here that actually live with crisis during the epidemic. There's actually tenants here too that have harassment, that actually make calls to the housing department, and unfortunately there hasn't been a strong implementation in there. And we're working on that with the housing department, and we're working with that with city council members to make sure that that gets better. But meanwhile, if we take away the COVID-19 protections, we're leaving all these families, in a risk of actually becoming homelessness, in a risk of actually getting COVID and dying. That's the reality here. I can tell you that every day that I door knock, I speak to members in our community, and they don't understand their rights as tenants. I can tell you that also I spoke to landlords that are, stubborn, that they think they can get away with the things that they're doing. I spoke to people today, that are living Section 8, and that their landlord is being harassing her.
You can go into general.
What was that?
You can continue. You have a minute.
Again, I'm dealing with tenants that are dealing with Section 8, and they're living with intimidation from the landlord because they're charging them more money that they're supposed to. I'm dealing with the actual Section 8 telling them to communicate to ACE and to community legal system because they can't do nothing about it. So I'm letting you know that other systems are depending on COVID-19 protections. I'm letting you know that if you leave them on the streets, it's your fault, it's your responsibility. If we have bigger numbers with homelessness, it's your responsibility. If our COVID-19 numbers of death is going up, it's your responsibility today to keep those protections. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Maria Osorio. Maria? After Maria, I'm going to take 4 more speakers. María, ¿necesita traducción?
Sí, por favor.
Que por favor comience.
Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es María Osorio, ¿verdad? Y yo soy miembro de ACE. Y estoy aquí, por favor, para pedirles y si es necesario exigirles que por favor dejen estas protecciones ya permanentes, porque realmente, como han dicho todos, están mandando a muchas familias a la calle. No fue culpa de ellos, fue de la pandemia, nadie lo pidió que viniera. Y esto va a seguir, entonces creo yo que ustedes, que son los que representan a las comunidades y a las familias, deben de poner eso.
1 second, translation.
Yes. Hi, my name is Maria Osorio, and I'm here to please ask, if not demand, that you keep the protections in place, please, because this is going to continue, and it's continuing, and this happened due to a pandemic. Nobody meant for this to happen.
Y deben de ponerlo como una prioridad, porque muchas familias se perdieron abuelitos, tíos, mamás, papás, y en ese mismo, yo conozco familias que en ese mismo mes que murió su papá, era el único sustento de la familia, y en ese mismo mes lo sacaron de la casa, no es justo.
So I need you guys to make this a priority, please, because we've had family members who've been lost, grandfathers, fathers who were the main breadwinners, and the day that they were buried and they passed away, these families were evicted from their home.
Hay muchas familias que están viviendo ahorita vendiendo ambulantes y ahorita no hay ventas. Entonces, por favor, dejen esas protecciones permanentes, por favor. Gracias.
We have a lot of families who are street vendors here, and right now there is no business, and so we don't have money to pay our rent, so please keep the protections in place. Thanks.
The next speaker is Diana Dean. You signed up to speak on item 13 and general public comment.
Yes, I have. Hello, my name is Diana Dean, and I'm from an ACE member. I'm also here to keep the protections for the tenants. I'm being harassed by my landlord, and not because I haven't paid my rent. It's because I am demanding for them to fix the apartment, and the best solution for them is to take me out. And in order for that to do, if you guys take away the protection, I'm gonna be left vulnerable, and not just me, all of my, neighbors. So I'm asking to please, keep this for the people that actually can't pay their rent because of COVID, because work is slow, because all of whatever we can, is out of our hands, is out of our control. And it's just not that protecting the tenants is everything that we have in our homes and our children and our schools, our community, and if we are gone, what are we gonna do? And I'm ready for my general.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I also wanted to speak about Herban West. He was taken out from our District 10, and I wanted to ask Nuri Martinez, who are you going to appoint? Who's going to help us? Because we have 2,000 violations in our Chesapeake apartments, and the health department is not helping us. No one is helping. We have literally shit in our tap water mixed together. Our building is sinking with shit on the bottom. We are taking showers, we're brushing our teeth, we're washing our food with this water. And also, we really, really need an appointment with the city attorney so we can put charges on this landlord that's in Niger. I forgot his last name, I'm sorry. And because we need help, There's 425 families that are being affected by this. The health department is not helping, the LAPD is not helping, the city is not helping, and we don't even have a District 10 what do we do?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. The next speaker is Rosia Maya. Rocio. ¿Necesita traductor?
Sí, por favor.
Que por favor comienza.
Feliz tardes para todos. Yo estoy aquí representando a ACE y representando a la monetaria que están haciendo contra los inquilinos.
Hello, I'm here to represent ACE, and I'm here also to keep the protections for the tenants.
Yo estoy aquí no es para atacar a los dueños ni a nosotros. Queremos respeto, tantos como para ellos, para nosotros.
Un momentito.
I'm not here to attack the owners of the buildings or anything. We're here to have mutual respect as for them, also for us.
Queremos protección. ¿Por qué? Porque ellos abusan de nosotros. ¿Por qué? Todos nosotros tenemos trabajo, trabajamos, juntamos botes, trabajamos fábricas. No importa dónde vamos, pero tenemos la renta al mes que nos toca.
I'm here because we all work, we recycle, we collect bottles, we do what we have to do to have our rent paid on time, whatever we have to pay.
Y ellos nos acosan, y tenemos hijos, nos acosan, nos ponen contra de los demás inquilinos, nos ponen en contra entre nosotros nos peleamos entre los inquilinos porque ellos nos ponen en contra de nosotros.
They harass us and they put our children they put the tenants against each other.
Yo tengo un caso ahorita y yo lo que quiero es que ya no hagamos tanto relajo entre nosotros, que estemos paz, tanto como los dueños como nosotros. Queremos paz para seguir trabajando, seguir en paz con nosotros mismos y en nuestro hogar.
We want to stop
Gracias.
fighting. We want peace. We want a peace so that we can keep working and we can just keep doing what we need to do. Thank you.
Dylan? You signed up to speak on item 11 in general public comment. We've continued item 11, so you can cover that in your general public comment if you wish.
Yeah, I'm here to speak to ask council to repeal 4118. It's an inhumane and failed policy. People continue to be unhoused and swept around, and it's no real solution. The only solution is to house people, to provide services and things like that. And y'all keep ignoring everyone who keeps ringing the alarm bells on that, and it's garbage at best. I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and take the last speaker, Sabrina Johnson. Sabrina, you're speaking on item 1113 in general public comment. So you want to take up item 13 and you want to speak on item 11, you can do so in general public comment.
Can I actually do 21 in general public comment and that's it?
Sure.
Thank you. So 21, we're moving money from city general funds to police again. This has been this along with 4118. It's just police getting more money has been the policy for quite some time now. It's been your policy, it's been your predecessor's policy. Every year, the police get more money, and then every year they overspend that budget, and we're on the hook for it anyway. And then we increase the budget the next year, and then they overspend. Criminalization has been the policy, and not only are things not getting better, they're actively getting worse, right? They're actively getting worse. And your response is like, oh, this isn't working, so let's do it harder, right? This thing's not working, let's do more of it. Let's do more criminalization, more police, more sweeps now with 4118. And yes, I'm moving on to my general fobble. And even though we know that doesn't work, right? More criminalization makes the problem worse, right? A criminal record makes it harder to get housing and harder to get a job, right? So if the goal is getting people off the street, we're not doing that. We're making that harder, right? Not only that, losing all of your personal items and all of your personal documents every 2 weeks makes it harder to get housing and harder to get a job, okay? How the hell are people supposed to pull themselves up by their bootstraps when you guys keep sending the cops to steal their fucking boots every week? That's it, man. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was the last speaker. I will go ahead and close public comment. Madam Clerk, we're going to go ahead and vote on the following items. Items number 1 through 5. Items 14 through 25 and items 48 through 50. Please open the roll.
Madam President.
Did you have an announcement on any of those?
Yes.
Go ahead.
For items 1 through 3, the public hearing is now closed. The tabulation of ballots shall take place in room 223 of City Hall immediately now that public hearing is closed. The results of the tabulation of the ballots will be certified by the city clerk to the council at its meeting on Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022 in the John Ferraro Council Chamber in room 340 at City Hall, 200 North Spring Street, Los Angeles, 90012. Depending on the result of the ballot tabulation, the City Council may consider adopting an ordinance establishing the district. Thank you, Madam President.
All right, let me repeat the items we're going to vote on then. It's item 1 through 5, items 14 through 25, and items 48 through 50. Open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, let's move on to item number 6. This has been a request to reconsider item number 6. Go ahead and vote on reconsideration. Open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, that item is now before us. Let's go ahead and open the roll. Ms. Rodriguez, did you want to speak on?
Thank you, Madam President, and thank you for reconsidering this item. I just wanted to take a moment to recognize Jimmy and his family. Colleagues, this is on the appointment of Mr. Jimmy Kim to help fill the shoes of obviously one of our city's giants, and that was Mike Scholl in his retirement. But Jimmy, I just wanted to take a moment in front of, I know your family and friends were here to celebrate this really incredible appointment, and I want to thank Mayor Garcetti for identifying the right person for the job in this moment in time. In my opinion, there is no one better suited to take on this role at this very critical time and juncture in our city's history. And I want to thank you for accepting this incredible nomination and congratulate you and thank your family for allowing him to serve in this very important role for our city. So thank you so much, Jimmy. We appreciate your long city service. I'm certain that there is no one more qualified to take this job on in this moment in time. Congratulations.
Let's prepare to vote on this item. Item number 6 is open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Let's move on to item number 13. Before I move on, Mr. Jimmy Kim, please stand up so we can recognize you and thank you so much for your service to our city and your beautiful family. You want to have the kids stand up so you can see yourselves on TV? Are you proud of your dad? Should be very proud of your dad. And your beautiful wife. Thank you very much for being here. Congratulations. Let's move on to item 13, called special by Mr. Blumenfield.
Great, thank you, Madam Chair. This is about the continuation of the local emergency extension, which I'm voting for. But we have an affordability crisis, as we all know, a housing crisis. And we need solutions to deal with that housing crisis. But the COVID emergency moratorium is a Band-Aid that is rapidly losing its stick. Almost every other city has either gotten rid of it or following state law, or they have a date certain. And I'm worried, we're talking, San Francisco is following state law. Even Oakland has limited its moratorium. I don't want us to get end-runded by the state or by and get caught off guard by a court ruling. We need an exit strategy for the COVID eviction moratorium, one that protects renters, that protects our renters, but also provides protection for housing providers, especially the small mom and pop folks, who we are rapidly losing. And when we lose those mom and pop housing providers, then housing becomes less affordable and homelessness increases. This is not a simple answer. Unemployment is very low right now. A lot of our justifications that we came out, and I'm proud we had we have the strongest moratorium in the country, and I'm proud that we did that. The pandemic, though, that justifies this is now an endemic. It's been 2.5 years. We need new ways to protect our renters that are not simply the blunt tool of the COVID moratorium. Now, we're awaiting reports from the departments. And last time, a month ago, we asked for these reports, and these are reports about new renter protections, but they're also reports about what is the impact overall on this moratorium. I'm hoping we're going to get those reports any day now. We said 30 days last time we would get those. We need to get those reports, and we need to forge a strategy to move forward. So I'm urging us to, I'm going to vote yes again to continue this, but over this next month, in these next few weeks, we need to get those reports, and we need to collectively forge an exit strategy, because this Band-Aid is losing its stick. Thank you.
Okay, excuse me, members of the public, I'm going to ask you, everyone had it's now the members that are in the queue, their time to speak. Mr. Lee, followed by Ms. Rodriguez. Mr. Lee?
Thank you, Madam President. Today this morning I had a meeting with the small rental property owners and heard their issues. These are people not with 100 or 1,000 units. These are people with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units who have been affected by the policies that we've put in place. Policies that we put in place to protect people are now affecting renter owners that have not been able to run their businesses as usual, properties that they've saved all their lives as income to support themselves in their daily lives. This is something that has seen its time. I'm urging people to vote no, but also to, when the report comes back, that housing department put an end date so that the property owners can at least plan on when this is going to end, and so they can make the decisions themselves. Right now they're in limbo. Does this end a month from now? Does this end a year from now? We need to be able to provide them also certainty. So when this report comes back, if it doesn't have an end date, I please urge you all that this is the most important thing that we need to do for them right now, is to just put an end date so that they can plan for the future. These are the people who provide housing throughout the city of Los Angeles. These are the people who, at that level, work with their tenants to move, to make sure that they, have a place to live. They are not in the business of evicting people. They are in the business of housing people, and it's time that we listen to their stories as well. Thank you, Madam President.
Ms. Rodriguez, followed by Mr. Harris Dawson.
Thank you, Madam President, and I want to thank Mr. Blumenfield for his very thoughtful comments. And I think we have to remember that we do have to have a responsible exit strategy that both protects tenants, but assures that the relief that we're providing isn't borne on the back of any one single entity or person. We have an obligation to do this right. I look forward to those reports coming back because, frankly, we have a lot of work to do to refine what our policies are, to have a comprehensive approach and a responsible approach to how we address these concerns, both for the tenants and for the landlords, and making sure that we do it right here in the city of Los Angeles. There are multiple examples, as you cited, of how the state is responding, how a number of cities are responding, and we have an obligation to respond with the most comprehensive and thoughtful approach going forward. So I look forward to these reports going back so that we can really have a comprehensive and responsible approach that addresses all of the needs that we need to meet here in the city of Los Angeles. Thank you.
Mr. Harris Dawson, followed by Mr. Krikorian.
Thank you so much, Mr. Blumenfield, and I want to associate myself with all the comments of my colleagues on this matter. I do think it's important to protect tenants. The city's done a good job doing that. I do think it's important to protect small mom and pop landlords. The thing I would say, and I especially appreciate Mr. Lee's comments about small mom and pop landlords. I think that we talk about small mom and pop landlords, and then we put forward policies that protect the big corporate landlords. And so we don't have to think of this category as one category. Just like we think of tenants as at income levels, we can think about landlords at income levels. And so I would suggest that we complicate this matter just a little bit more and think critically about what we can do and how we can lead on this matter.
Mr. Krikorian.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to make sure that we...
Mr. This is what I'm talking about.
Be quiet.
Just
can
he just be excluded?
No, Mr. Richard
Can he be
Sanjanko, you've been
excluded?
warned. Can you ask Mr. Sanjanko to please leave the council chambers?
Can he be escorted to the door, please?
You've been ordered. Remove Mr. Janko. Please leave quietly. You're disrupting the meeting. The council members cannot speak, and you're continuing to disrupt the meeting. Please leave the meeting now quietly. And if I suspect the mics are picking this up, but in case not, he's shouting all the way out. And he's still shouting. He's been ordered removed, and he's still shouting. Sorry about that, Mr. Krikorian.
Go ahead, Mr. Krikorian.
Thank you. What I was starting to say is what's on the agenda before us today is the continuation of the emergency declaration. I just wanted to make sure that we were clear around the horseshoe and that the public was clear that nothing that we're about to vote on involves changing any of the tenant protections, changing anything. That's not on the agenda before us. hopefully those discussions about the other ordinances that are linked to this resolution will come back for deeper discussion along the lines of what members have mentioned. That is important, that we have those deep, detailed policy discussions, and all of the viewpoints that were just expressed are really debated. That is very important that we do that soon, but that is not what's before us today. Today is merely the continuation of the emergency resolution.
Mr. Gregorian, just as a reminder to members and members of the public, before we went on council recess, I instructed the housing department to meet with both sides, both the tenants and the landlords, and they have done that over the last 3 weeks. They're going to take that input in preparation for the reports that are going to come before us for consideration. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else on the queue? Seeing none, let's go ahead and prepare to vote on this item. Open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes, 1 no.
Madam President, there is a request for items 1 through 3 to go forthwith, please.
Okay, without objection, that will be the order. What's before us now?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
Those are posted and referred.
The desk is clear.
Members, you have any announcements today? Ms. Rodriguez.
Madam President, colleagues, I just wanted to share, last time we were together was in advance of the 4th of July celebrations, and I know we had a number of really wonderful celebrations around the city, but I wanted to share the success of the second annual buyback program, which provided an anonymous opportunity for families to return their fireworks in exchange for gift cards of a variety of values and sources. This second annual effort, which was held again in my district, collected 31% more illegal fireworks than it had in last year's inaugural effort. And I want to thank, obviously, LAPD for their partnership and collaboration, members of my community who were instrumental in helping to identify this as a possible solution. We have to come together and identify alternatives to the deployment of illegal fireworks in neighborhoods throughout the city, particularly given the fire conditions being exacerbated by this drought that we are all living in. 673 pounds of fireworks were collected in that effort. And I want to thank my staff, of course, for helping to make this possible. But again, we're now looking at how we can do this in other areas. I know, Mr. Harris Dawson, in parts of your district, there was quite a bit of activity. And we have to really start identifying new solutions that will elicit. We have to identify new solutions that will help get the public's cooperation and protect the public's, the members of the public who are not wishing to see some of these explosives going off that traumatize our seniors, our household pets, and of course our veterans, whose service we celebrate and recognize as well on the 4th of July. So with that, colleagues, I wanted to share that information, and I look forward to perhaps partnering to do one in other parts of the city going forward. Thank you.
Members, are there any other announcements? Mr. Blumenfield?
Yeah, thank you. I have 2 different announcements. First announcement, I wanted to announce the 32nd anniversary of the Americans with Disability Act. Colleagues, yesterday our City Hall was lit purple in recognition of the 32 years of the American Disability Act was signed into law July 26, 1990. I actually remember that date very well. I may be dating myself, but I was working in the U.S. Senate at the time for Bill Bradley. And as a young staffer, I got to meet with a lot of the advocates who came in to talk about the Americans with Disability Act. And it's amazing to think back then that we didn't have such an act and that we needed to enact it, and that it was, now we take it for granted. But back then, it was forging new ground. And I was proud that I worked for Bill Bradley, who was an ardent supporter of it. And if I remember correctly, it passed pretty overwhelmingly in bipartisan manner. I mean, all the no votes were Republican, but there were a lot of Democratic and Republican folks who supported it and really helped make history and really helped make us more accessible. We still have a ways to go. But turning City Hall purple is a symbolic representation of this city's commitment to creating an accessible, equitable, and inclusive city for all abilities, in addition to the infrastructure improvements our city departments embark on every day. I also want to recognize the work of our Department on Disability, who thoughtfully works on the city's ADA programs and strive for true inclusion so that all city services and facilities are accessible. As we close out July as Disability Pride Month, I want to take this moment to celebrate disabilities as a natural part of human diversity and thank our Department of Disability, our community partners and advocates for all of their efforts in making the city of Los Angeles, the City of Angels, an inclusive and wonderful city. Second announcement. Colleagues, we celebrate Muslim Heritage Month today. Over the years, this body has recognized many incredible Muslim Angelenos for their charitable contributions, social activism, service to the city, and I want to thank Mitch O'Farrell for his leadership in elevating the voices of the 500,000 American Muslims who reside in the greater LA, as you often did this ceremony. Certainly, Mr. Price, as back in 2014, it was your motion that originally created it. I had the honor of seconding that motion back then, as we've been able to put this celebration together every year. Here in Los Angeles, we recognize the strength in our diversity, and we celebrate the significant contributions made by the city's Muslim population in culture, education, social services, businesses, technology, and the arts. We have some guests here who are standing up. Naji Ali, the civil rights activist and the founding member of the Muslim Heritage Month here in Los Angeles. Salam al-Malariati, president and co-founder of the Muslim Public Affairs. Umar Hakim, humanitarian of Intelligent Love Mercy. And Mohammed Akbar Khan, a respected interfaith leader. And now I want to turn over the microphone to Councilwoman Rahman for a few words, and then Councilmember Price.
I'll keep it brief. Thank you so much for that introduction, Councilmember Blumenfield, and for your work and Councilmember O'Farrell's work in ensuring that this month is recognized in the city. As someone who comes from a part of the world where there's a significant Muslim population, I'm really happy to be representing a city that also has a significant Muslim population, and a city that really welcomes the diversity of its Muslim population. There are so many people here from so many different parts of the world, and I think it's so important that we do this every year to recognize the invaluable contributions that Muslim Americans have made to this country and to this city through civil society, through the fields of math and sciences, through social service, through public service, and so much more. I also just want to say that particularly at a time when there feels like there's significantly more divisiveness than ever before, to mark these moments in the city formally is a reminder that this is a city that opens its arms to everyone who comes to live within it. So thank you all for your work on this, and thank you to our guests who are here to speak on this today.
Thank you, Ms. Rahman. Mr. Price?
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning. First of all, members, welcome back. I'm excited to join my colleagues, Council members O'Farrell, Blumenfeld, and Rahman, as we celebrate the culmination of Muslim Heritage Month. For Angelenos, July serves as an opportunity to reflect on the legacy and the many contributions that Islamic members have made to our city. This is especially important at a time when our brothers and sisters continue to face persistent bigotry. Muslim communities across our country are grappling with prejudices and actual policy, like the Muslim ban, that tear families apart. As city leaders, we must protect the most vulnerable by creating strong coalitions and safe spaces. And that's done by shifting the conversation and uplifting the voices of those within the Muslim community. By highlighting their achievements that can be found in every area, from education, politics, business, technology, and the arts, and of course, activism. And while July is ending, let's continue the celebration year-long. Congratulations.
Any other announcements? I'll back to Mr. Blumenfield.
Thank you. And I also want to state, to close this announcement, we have this wonderful certificate. And as soon as council adjourns, I would ask that you all join us in the back. We'll take some photos with whichever council members can join us as well. And this is a certificate that is signed by all of the members of this council declaring and honoring Muslim Heritage Month. Thank you.
Any other announcements, members? Seeing no other announcements, can we all rise for adjourning motions? motions to my right? Seeing none, do you have any adjourning motions to my left? Mr. Blumenfield.
Thank you. Colleagues, I rise today to adjourn in the memory of Max Flehinger. He died peacefully at his home on June 23rd of this year. He was born in Essen, Germany in 1931. Max fled with his parents in 1937 and found a lifelong home in Los Angeles, a city which took him in and a city of which he wished to never leave. He was a proud product of the LAUSD, attending Hoover Street Elementary, Virgil Junior High, Belmont High School. Graduating from Belmont in 1949, he received numerous district and private foundation awards for his musical and mathematical skills. He then attended UCLA as an undergraduate for 2 years before enrolling in dental school at what is now UCSF, and met the love of his life, Eleanor Allen. Following his graduation, he served 3 years as an officer in the Air Force, including an overseas tour in Japan. His time in dental school and the military were the only years he would live outside of Los Angeles after his arrival here. He loved LA, deeply, fondly recalling the LA of his youth that included 2 Pacific Coast League baseball teams, the Hollywood Stars and the Los Angeles Angels, easy public transportation on multiple streetcars, his work as an usher in the Greek Theater, and much more. Throughout his life, his closest friends remained those with whom he had grown up near his childhood home on Normandy Avenue. After returning from the military, he settled in the San Fernando Valley, living in Tarzana, practicing dentistry for 4 decades in Van Nuys. He raised 2 sons, both graduates of LAUSD, and spent his free time playing flute, flying, and sailing. Following his retirement, he had a second career as a certified financial planner, as well as a volunteer for recording of the blind and dyslexic and the audio internet radio service of Los Angeles. His greatest passion, however, in the second half of his life was public service, and he served multiple terms on the Tarzana Neighborhood Council, and I had the honor of working with him for many years, including he served as the chair of the Transportation Committee. He loved the Neighborhood Council, the chance to serve Tarzana, the connection with fellow neighborhood council members, the opportunity to improve the traffic flow on Tampa Avenue, address the potholes on Wells. Even as his health declined, he remained devoted to the council and devoted to fixing those darn potholes, as he would say. He's survived by his 2 sons, Kurt and Brett, his daughter-in-law, Jamie Floyd, and his 4 grandchildren, Andrew Lane Lawless, his wife, Lauren Campbell, Cameron Lane Flehinger, Joel Floyd, and Jax Floyd. The family asks the donations, any donations that folks want to send in tribute be sent to the UCSF Foundation in memory of Max and Ellie to support the School of Dentistry Annual Fund. May Max rest in peace.
Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield. Any other adjourning motions, members? Seeing no others, our meeting is adjourned.